Hey, hi exiles, welcome in. I'm Amiga Beams, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm gonna get these intros right one day. And I stream here on YouTube and over on Twitch pretty much every day. And if you are looking for a Discord community to settle into, please check out the Level Up Society. It's full of positivity and ballers from all around the world waiting to welcome you in. Anyway, that's my shameless plug out the way. We are going to get on with the video. So, Grinding Gears Games, as promised, has released the patch notes for this upcoming patch 0.2.0H that is due to drop sometime at the end of this week. And we're just going to go over the notes here. You know, if you just want to put your phone to the side and listen to the ramblings of an absolute buffoon whilst I read through it, please do so. Alright, and while you are doing that, before you set your phone to the side, think about tickling that subscribe button. It helps me out, you'll see. Anyway, private leagues. Again, in my previous video, I mentioned about private leagues. This is one of the most common game modes for the OG Path of Exile players, where you can add modifiers such as extra monster damage, larger area of effects, double projectiles. If that stuff tickles your pickle, they are working up to something that is going to probably make a lot of you cry. But no, private leagues is getting inserted into the game. It's not going to be fully functional. There'll be no extra mods available at the beginning, but, you know, that is coming. And it is exciting because, as I say, the private league is something that the OG Path players just love. And it is coming. Okay, so the quick use currency buttons on strongboxes and essences, perfect for controller players. No longer am I am a controller player. Get away, you say. I am a controller player. I'm lazy. I like to sit back and just chill and just slap monsters about. Anyway, the quick use currency buttons for strongboxes and essences. Just a change of UI. So what it'll do is they've added the quick use buttons that appear below labels of strongboxes and essences. For strongboxes, the currency displayed is dynamic based on the state of the strongbox, and it will only display the currency that is in your inventory. So if you are broke as a joke, you ain't juicing up that strongbox, son. It's just going to be what it is. But if you're flush, you can. So as an example, strongbox is identified and will only display, I've read this wrong in my head, display currency in your inventory as an example. If the strongbox is unidentified, it will only display the wisdom scroll, so you can you can identify it. Like I say, I'm a controller player and this is going to help. This is going to help, absolutely. If it is a normal rarity, it will display an orb of transmutation, and it has one magic modifier that will display the orb of augmentation. It will also be able to have buttons of orbs of alchemy. I wouldn't slam an orb of alchemy on it. I would probably look to transmutate and then augmentate before maybe using a regal on it. Anyway, we have intentionally not including currency like divine orbs, as that would be a mistake to use. Imagine being that player dropping a divine. Maybe they're saying that there's something in there. Maybe they've put a little secret in there. If you use a divine orb, they're saying don't use it, but really we're saying use it. They're force tricking us. Anyway, essences have also received the same change, but with Val Orbs for corrupting them into corrupted essences. Breach improvements. Breaches are where the big boys go to play. Breaches had a significant issue with spawning monsters in very narrow or tight areas. Yeah, maps like Crypt, just awful for breaches. It was expected to be worse in those areas because you can only fit so many monsters into a given space. Absolutely. This made breach encounters worse than we wanted and resulted in a very boring experience where you felt like you failed even though there was little you could do about it. We've made changes of how monsters spawn in breaches to be more reliable. This drastically raises the minimum experience of the breach encounter. Okay, I'm looking forward to that because, like I say, sometimes you've got maps like Crypt that are juiced up to the gills, and you just can't pull a decent breach off. Additionally, we have changed the minimum time of breach, assuming no monsters are killed, to 20 seconds from 12 seconds. Okay, wow. We've also made the time extension granted by killing monsters account for monster power. This means if you kill a magic or a rare enemy during the breach, it will extend the time more than killing normal monsters. Ah, perfect. So you are going to be wanting to focus in on the rare monsters just to get the most out of your breach. Previously, we spoke about dropping fewer stacks of splinters in larger quantities. Absolutely, we don't want the 1s and 2s, we want the 5s and 10s. But instead of that, we're making more drastic improvements. We will now vacuum up all the breach splinters dropped during a breach encounter and drop them at you. Oh, okay, so it's going to be the same as like when your distilled emotions drop. They will just drop at your feet. It's probably going to be the same amount though, isn't it? Let's be truthful. You're not getting any more, but it's all going to drop at your feet and it's going to look better. If you are in a party, it will drop multiple stacks that are randomly allocated. Okay. Asmirian Wisps. I've received 2 changes. The first is that you can activate a second Wisp while pursuing one already. The Wisp will now always target the same rare monster as the one you were already chasing. This was uncommon during the campaign and mostly presented itself in Endgame, especially with the Atlas Tree investment. But when it did happen, you would lose one of those Wisps, commonly which felt purely negative. I'm not a huge fan of Wisps. I always think they're too slow, but I was corrected in one of my comments in my previous video that Wisps move as fast as you. Now my problem is my spear is quicker than me and clears everything in front of me before the Wisp even gets a chance to like tickle anything up, and I can't not chuck my spear at things that are in front of me. I got to kill it, man. I got to kill it. Anyway, the other change is the Spirit of the Spring Hare and the Spirit of the Fox. These talismans are expensive. Were far too rare, and that's exactly why they're expensive. We've made these 3 times more common. Oh, okay. Okay. They can create some pretty hectic and rewarding outcomes. And we wanted to give more opportunities to encounter these and their rewards. Ah, perfect. So, at the moment, I'm pretty sure that Spring Hare was about 6 divines. And the Fox talisman was probably about 2 or 3 divines. So, if they're going to make these 3 times more common, probably now is the time to sell up and get them. Get your currency. If you are saving them, get your currency now, because, like I say, that hair one is worth. I'm sure I saw at least 6 divines the other day. Rogue Exiles, visibility improvements. Yes, because they are ninjas. Rogue Exiles had one main issue. Often you would be clearing through the map and all of a sudden, as I said, the large life bar on the top of your screen with no connection to a boss or monster would appear. That's right. This was because the Rogue Exiles had a very large aggro range. Okay, yeah. We've reduced this aggro range so that they are far more commonly on your screen before it appears. That way you see them before the life bar presents itself. The second issue is that even when you did find one and they were on screen, I can't read today, wow. You could barely see them, especially in dark maps. And in order to alleviate this, we have both added minimap icons. Okay, Minimap icons to them once they're engaged in combat, and we've made the light on them far brighter to help them stand out, to be more obvious when surrounded by other enemies. Okay, perfect. That's good. Good quality of life there. Further item drop improvements. Ooh. We did a major patch to update overall loot drops. I personally feel that the buffs to the loot have been fairly rewarding. Okay, so, but there's still some other outliners we're working on to improve. So they're still looking to improve on the loot, which is good. So in this patch, we are going to be making perfect jeweler's orbs and level 20 uncut skill and spirit gems significantly more common. That is a W. Personally, I've picked up one perfect jeweler's orb in this season. I have never, in over 1,000 hours, I've never picked up a level 20 uncut skill or spirit gem. And that's over 1,000 hours. Not all of that's farming, obviously, but that's a hell of a lot of hours not to pick any of them items up. So I am happy about that, because I've not bought a level 20 this season, but my last season I bought all my 20s. So this will be they will still relatively be rare, which absolutely, but let's make it a little bit easier to get them. But it was often the case with people who get very far into the end game and character progression before even finding one. Yeah, absolutely what I've just said. Okay. I am happy about that. Yeah, I am. For those not using custom item filters and wearing an endgame, you might have observed some more important items not being obvious enough. We have added outlines to the labels for precursor tablets, expedition logbooks, and expedition chests to help them stand out when you have many other items on the ground around them. If you haven't got a loot filter, why not? Even if you're on console, it is so easy to implement. A quick YouTube video will sort your game right out. Okay, shrine improvements. We've made a few changes to shrines. Firstly, we've disabled the green shrine, the greed shrine and the corruption shrine. These were just bad, and often you right-clicked off the buff, because converting good items into gold or corrupting equipment into corrupting equipment is rarely beneficial. On top of that, we've made some of the rarer shrines, such as the Diamond Shrine and the Divine Shrine, appear far more often, which is good. We've extended the duration of almost all shrines. Some of the shrines will now last, a minute and a half instead of 45 seconds, and some of them will last a minute from 45 seconds. Okay, that's good. Get a little bit more juice out of our, a little bit more bang for our buck there. New stash tabs. Take my money. The additional rituals. Yeah, I said I wouldn't, but I know I'm going to buy them. We're adding the ritual stash tab, which will be able to store all your omens and audience of the king fragments. And we're also adding the socketable stash tab, which will hold all your runes, talismans, and soul cores. This tab comes with a button that allows you to upgrade 4 runes from one tier to the next instead of having to use the reforging bench. Good quality of life there. These will be for sale in the microtransaction store shortly after the patch is deployed, which again is the back end of this week. And then we've got some miscellaneous other improvements. Just got a quick file list from Granny Games. They've updated the visibility of the corridor skill from the Arbiter Ash to be former. Oh, okay, so if you've ever fought the Arbiter, he will go through a phase where you have got narrow corridors where everything else is just fire. So these are going to be more visible for you to, obviously, to locate and jump into before you get one bombed. We've added... This is all one, is it? We've added bindable actions for being able to quickly allocate strength, dex, and intelligence. Okay. On your Path on your passive tree, you can bind these keys and then hold the key down when selecting attribute nodes to quickly allocate them to your desired attribute, which good, like that. Makes things more easier. We've added a new batch of submissions to the Twilight Reliquary key. Thank you for your support. We will be allowing charms to go into the flask stash. Oh, okay. Or any stash with a flask affinity set. Okay, so that instantly... I don't know why I have such an addiction. I've got an addiction to collecting just crap. I have so much crap. And this will allow me to free up at least one stash tab. We're adding quick travel button for town on the right hand side of the waypoint screen. Okay. We're adding a shortcut, control right click to bulk move currency. Oh, the same type between inventories. This is common mostly when doing larger trades currencies. Yeah, using the currency exchange. We're adding a filter property to be able to filter unidentified items by their item tier. And we have fixed 15 separate client or instance crashes. So I don't know. The only real bug that I sort of get is my game will just randomly like micro pause every now and again. Then that comes and goes. It's not all the time. But when it does happen, you can't do things like bossing or anything like that because it's just unforgiving. And I hope that one's fixed in there. I know a lot of people have crashes and you've lost a lot of loot and stuff. So hopefully this one picks it up and makes your pathing and your farming much more rewarding. So yeah, as I say, the estimated deployment time is they're hoping to deploy it by the end of the week. And they've got many more changes and improvements to make, and we'll immediately start on our next update, bringing even more improvements to gameplay and quality of life. I think this is a W. We can't have everything at once. You know, little by little, we are still in early access. We can't expect them to, you know, have everything done right away. We are there testing, and we've got to play to test for them to make the right changes. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and stay positive with these guys. You know, they are working towards what I honestly believe is going to be, a great game. And if I didn't like this game, I wouldn't have already over 1,000 hours plugged into it. You know, I'm logging in pretty much every day for this. And this is the end of the video. I will keep you guys up to date on upcoming changes, patch notes. I am currently re-rolling into a Deadeye Ranger because I'm trying to build a better bosser. Because my bossing skills with my Huntress ain't cutting it. So I've re-rolled into a Deadeye, and then after my Deadeye, I also have my Lich that's in the Endgame. I'm currently cooking up something wicked with that. Hopefully it comes off. You know, this is the point of this game. We can't always... It's nice to have an efficient farming class like the Lightning Spear, but you've got to then take all your... all the things that you found and put them into different classes to have a bit of fun. And that's exactly what I'm all about. We want to have fun. We want to stay positive. We want to, you know, we want to enjoy this game. And I am. And, you know, it is frustrating at times. Yes, absolutely. I agree. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt and let's push on. Right, this is the end of the game. The end of the video. Thank you all again for sticking around. I really do appreciate you all. I love you all. And as I say, we've got a Discord link. I stream, YouTube, Twitch, All them links are going to be below. Thank you ever so much, guys. Keep the comments coming. Negative or positive, it doesn't matter. I'm going to try and reply to them all. Catch you in the next one. Bye.